Now, is that any way to treat your only brother?
Well, I'm sorry that Kate has been so thoughtless. Anyway, do you have any idea what Tina is hiding?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh, Jamie, stop this. Now, you've got to help me.
Look, Maria, I'm serving a life sentence. I'm in here for good. And I don't stand to gain a thing by helping you or anybody else.
Well, I'll pay you.
What good is money if I can't get out of here and spend it? Unless that's what you had in mind. Is it, Maria? Can you arrange to get me out of here?
No, that's impossible.
Well, that's the only thing I want, so I guess we have nothing more to talk about.
Did helping this friend put Kate in some kind of danger?
Kate will explain everything.
Why can't somebody explain something to me today?
Geneva was just a stopover. That's why you couldn't reach Kate. She met some people from Freedom International and flew to Africa with them.
Freedom International. Isn't that the group of people that works on the release for political prisoners?
Yes, yes.
Are you telling me that Kate's friend is some kind of political prisoner?
The friend is Patrick London.
The man who used to be her fiancé. Cindy's brother.
That's right. But she hasn't been involved with him for a very long time. Cord, she's just concerned. She's always been concerned about his whereabouts. Cindy was working at the Banner, and she saw photographs of prisoners from Zaroon. And she and Kate thought one of them looked very much like Patrick, so they contacted Freedom International, and they said they would send someone there to establish the prisoner's identity. Kate felt she should go. It turned out to be Patrick. And they got a release for him, so now he's on his way back to Landview with Kate. Patrick's a doctor. He never had any sort of political interests or activities, so this arrest is just a mystery. Cord, I know this is a shock to you.
Don't get me wrong, Judith. I'm very happy that the man is alive and that he's coming back. I don't understand why she couldn't have told me that she was going off to Africa or that he was involved.
You were reluctant to let her go to Geneva by herself. You certainly weren't going to let her go to Africa.
Well, you got that right.
Kate knew that if she left town with you, what would happen? Tina would delay the divorce and the christening.
I know that Tina's delays have really been getting to Kate. You know, I'm not an unreasonable man. If she just explained things to me, maybe we could have worked out something together.
Not confiding in you was very difficult for her, but she did what she thought was best. It might have been a mistake. But she really did it with good intentions, and she loves you very much.
Yeah. Well, I know how much she loves Patrick, or loved Patrick.
But she doesn't anymore. When she thought she wouldn't have a life with him, she was devastated. And then she fell in love with you with total commitment and no reservations. You know that.
Yeah. Listen, thank you for being so honest with me. I appreciate that. When is she going to be home tomorrow? Do you know what time?
Yes, 9 o'clock, and she'll be at the Sanders by 10.
Oh, well, I will definitely be there then.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Kate. Ever since we escaped, I've been doing all the talking. We got the rest of our lives to talk.
Patrick, this can't wait.
What, did you lose my dinner jacket?
No.
Good. Because when we get home, I want to put it on, and I want to take you up on top of Mount Landview and dance with you under the stars. Is that restaurant still up there? You know, the one by the lake where I proposed to you. Remember?
Well, Patrick, when I came back from Africa, I went up to that lake a lot. And I thought about you, and I kept praying that there would be some sign that you were still alive.
I'm glad you didn't give up hope, honey.
Part of me never did. No, I refused to leave Africa that first year. And my dad, he used every contact he had, but he kept coming up with dead ends. And you see, people told me that I had to let you go and get on with my life.
Now, there were times that I thought you'd given up hope, you know, and decided to face reality.
Patrick, the reality is
The reality is that you got me out of hell. And I don't ever want to look back, Kate. I just want to think about the future now. So let's begin that future. Make love to me.
Who is it?
Gaston? There's trouble. Patrick, you must leave the country immediately.
Hello? My. So, the imposter prince decided to put his charm and intelligence to good works.
Well. Looking for a good story, Ms. Lord?
Yes, indeed, I am. So why don't you tell me the one about you and the king's daughter? Don't worry, I have forgiven you for that. Especially now that I'm so proud of you.
Really, why?
For one thing, you defended Roberta's son.
He's a good kid. He just had some tough breaks.
I understand he has a bit of an attitude problem.
Well, people change. Maybe Wade can change.
I hope so, for Roberta's sake. She really loved him very much. She'd do anything in the world for him. If he could just believe that and give her a chance, I think they could help each other. It's quite impressive, yes. I think it's wonderful that somebody is at long last doing something for the poor souls of Landview who can't afford a fancy attorney. And just to prove to you that I bear no grudge, I would like to make a contribution to your worthy cause. Will you accept it?
Sure. We need the money.
Yes. I hope that helps get your project underway.
It will.
A simple thank you will do.
On behalf of all the people who will benefit from this generous donation, thank you.
You're welcome. I hope I can steer other donations your way.
Obviously, I'll accept a donation from anyone, even the devil herself.
Could you possibly be talking about me? Jeffrey, do I need to remind you that I was your first friend here in Landview? I saved you from the immigration authorities. I gave you a place to hide out at WVLE. I gave you a chance to speak your mind, state your case on my television show. Now, I know we've had our differences, but what did I do to deserve this kind of treatment?
It's what you did to my father. Oh, yeah, I figured it out. As a matter of fact, it was pretty easy. You kept pursuing the connection between he and I, and your persistence finally paid off. You hit pay dirt. You took that pay dirt, you went to Washington, spread it around in certain circles so that the ambassador had to quietly resign. Now, who is it who steps over this warm body and into his shoes but the great Dorian Lord?
Nelson's outsmarted us.
What are you talking about? I thought he was being interrogated by the international authorities.
He's gotten several highly placed ministers in the Zaroon government to protest the interrogation, and they've issued orders to keep you in Zaroon until this whole matter is resolved.
Wait a minute, they can't arrest him again, can they?
Not unless he tries to leave the country.
Why is he so important to the Zaroon government that they want him in prison?
It doesn't matter now. What matters is getting him out of the country as quickly as possible. Now, Freedom International has been making arrangements. A friendly missionary gave us these clothes, and our Robert always travels with several mustaches.
What about passport and papers?
We have a friendly sympathizer who has a talent for forgery. All the passport needs is a photo, and Robert will take one as soon as you get into that missionary garb. Now, we've booked a seat for you on a flight to the Canary Islands. From there, you can get a flight to Geneva, then Landview.
Great. But get changed. I'll throw my things in a bag.
You'll have to wait a couple of hours until your plane leaves for Geneva.
Well, wait. I'm not going without Kate.
Patrick, the authorities know Kate helped you. They'll be expecting the two of you to leave together. It's too dangerous.
Well, can't you get some kind of disguise for her? Or can't you get some forged papers or something?
There's no time.
Kate and I are not going to be separated.
We don't have any choice. Look, these people are trying to kill you. Come on, we have to follow Gaston's plan.
It's your only hope, Patrick.
Oh, Gabrielle.
Steve, come on in.
Hi, thanks. Pam borrowed this dress from Delilah for the opening of the Vernon Inn, but things got so crazy over there she couldn't bring it back, so I volunteered to do the honors. Is Delilah home?
Delilah went with her husband to get a bite to eat. I volunteered to take care of Sammy.
Oh?
Well, she offered me a job, and I accepted.
Hey, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You seem pretty bummed out this morning. I was kind of worried about you, but looks like your luck's turning around.
Well, not really where it counts.
Oh, you mean Max?
Steve, I've already told you that he doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah, I know. You told me, but I don't know if I believe it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry. No more talk about Max. Why don't we have a drink or something to celebrate your job? I can wait around for Delilah and Rafe to come back.
Well, it's been such an exhausting day for me.
Why don't you let me cheer you up? I know some stories, some jokes.
Perhaps another time, please?
Yeah, okay. You going to design for the company?
Well, whatever Delilah needs me to do, I'll do.
Well, you may have to do a lot. She really depended on Max. And now that he's off looking for greener pastures, you may have to put in a lot of extra hours.
Well, that doesn't bother me. Hard work never frightened me.
Why don't you let me make it easier for you? I know you're settling in at the waterside, but you'd be a lot closer to here if you took a room at the Vernon Inn.
But it's so expensive.
Well, not if you know the right contacts. I can get you a discount rate.
You're so different from Max. You're not at all what I would have expected. Please, Steve, you don't have to make amends for the way Max treated me.
I've been making amends for Max my whole life. It's starting to come naturally to me.
Don't you get tired of it?
Oh, sometimes I get real philosophical about it, and other times I go and beat the stuffing out of a punching bag at the gym. It helps.
Perhaps I should try that.
Well, why don't you move into the Vernon Inn, then? The gym fee is included in the rent. Now, how can you turn down an offer like that?
All right. I accept.
Now, just hold it a minute, Maria. I have a few questions myself. What were you doing down in Buenos Aires with Max Holden?
I wasn't with Max Holden. I was looking for Tina.
You were with Max at the Cafe Dorego when you got shot.
Yes, well, I ran into him. I knew that he went to Buenos Aires with Tina, and I wanted to find her.
Mm-hmm. You know, he went down there with an awful lot of money. Enough to buy Don Alonso's ranch. Now, where do you suppose he got that money, Maria? Hmm? And why did Tina go down there with him? You didn't have something to do with all that, did you?
Now, why on earth would you think that?
Come on, everyone in Landview knew that you hated Tina. And the last thing you wanted was for your precious son, Cord, to reconcile with her. You want to know what I think? I think that you're as wicked as I am. Could that be true, Maria? Is it possible that you want to use this information against Tina? I love it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll give you a couple of clues to this puzzle, and if you're really good, you can figure it out. Now, watch my lips. Did you know that Gabrielle was pregnant, too? And that she was about as far along as Tina?
No, I didn't. Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Now for the second clue. Has it dawned on you that Dante Medina was aiming at Max Holden and you just happened to get in the way of the bullet?
But why would Dante want to shoot Max?
A matter of honor, Maria. Get the picture? Now, for the third and final clue. Tina comes back from the dead. Sure, it could be called a miracle. But for her baby to survive the falls, too? No way. That's just one too many miracles for me.
You don't have to say any more. Max got Gabrielle pregnant, and it's not Tina's baby. It's Gabrielle's.
Damn, but you're one smart lady.
I found out that Charles was your father quite by accident. I did not go digging for dirt. I didn't go unlocking closets, looking for skeletons. It just happened.
And when it did, you practically tripped all over yourself, racing to Washington to spread the news about my father's infidelity. Oh, yes, character flaws are a very hot topic right now, and you made the most of his.
Oh, character flaws, my foot. What your father did was just plain stupid. He was married to Judith. He was building a career in a very sensitive area of the government. His liaison with Marissa is nothing short of self-destructive. It's a wonder nobody's found out about it before.
Well, perhaps no one wanted his job badly enough.
I did not go after your father. He came after me. He tried to get my FCC license taken away because I gave you a chance to speak your mind on my show. If he played fair, I would have returned the favor. He's the one who chose to play hardball. Besides which, it is your presence in this town that caused the whole mess. Yes, what if I had not been so determined to find out who was so determined to get you deported
You were
out
determined to go after a good story, and you ended up with an ambassadorship.
I still would like to wrap up that story.
Look, I'm not interested in discussing my father or my relationship with him. He can take care of himself. In fact, what I am interested in is that my mother can't protect herself now. If this story should get to Mendora, why, this would ruin her life as it is.
What? I'm going to Mendora to serve my country, not to gossip. And I take my responsibilities very seriously.
Oh, just like your responsibilities to the poor people of Landview, huh? The people who can't afford a fancy lawyer. This isn't money for a cause you believe in. This is guilt money for what you did to my father.
Patrick. I don't believe it. If I had known, I never would have recognized you.
Let's hope the police don't.
What now, Gaston?
Another missionary friend is waiting at the back of the hotel with Robert. Robert will take a photo for the passport and complete the document. Then our friend will drive you to the airport.
Gaston, what about Kate?
We'll wait until your flight is left, then we'll go to the airport and wait for ours.
Won't the police follow you?
Probably.
Well, I mean, if they check the room and I'm not here, won't they arrest Kate at the airport?
No, we'll be safe.
No one is safe in Zaroon, Gaston.
Patrick, we've created an international incident with your arrest and imprisonment. Now, perhaps Nelson has convinced the Zaroon ministers that you really are Miles Bentley, mercenary. But they know Kate is a United States citizen. And I don't think they'll risk another embarrassing incident.
They'll probably be thrilled to see us leaving Zaroon.
Assuming you make your flight connections, your plane will arrive in Geneva about 15 minutes before Kate's. But you have to go right now. There's no time left.
Just give us a few minutes alone, Gaston.
2 minutes. That's all we can spare.
Okay. Well, you once said you'd never marry a man with a mustache. Does a fake one count?
Patrick, promise me you will be careful.
I'll be careful. I just don't want to let you out of my sight even for a minute. Now that my dream has come true, I don't want to lose it.
Well, you're on your way to freedom, to having new dreams.
My only dream is to be with you for the rest of my life.
Forget about me. You've got to concentrate on getting out of the country alive. You've got to be composed and alert.
Look, if anything happens to me...
Nothing is going to happen. We're going to get out of Zaroon safely, all of us.
But if it does, and if I don't make it, I just want you to know that I died a happy man knowing you love me. And if tomorrow does come, we'll start our lives together. I love you, Kate.
Hello. It's Elizabeth Sanders. Luther, I don't want to hear about funding problems, not now. We have a far greater problem. Patrick London is alive and on his way back to Landview. The Macbeth project could be in serious jeopardy.
Better let me have this before you drop it.
Why do you be so casual about this?
Judith felt she owed Cord an explanation. It's as simple as that. Now, look at it. To be fair, Mother, we should not have left Cord in the dark about Kate's trip.
It was Kate's choice not to tell him. How dare Judith take it upon herself to break our promise to Kate?
Well, it's over. It's done with. Let's forget about it. Why make a big wrangle out of it? I want Kate and Patrick to have a happy, warm homecoming. Is that all right?
Good morning.
Good morning. You two were supposed to be here earlier.
Oh, we've been tying yellow ribbons around the trees along the driveway.
Charles, did you get hold of that friend at the airlines? Are they on the right flight?
Yes. Well, he's calling. He's checking on it. He's going to let me know.
I'm surprised you didn't check, Judith. You seem to be in charge of everything.
What have I done now, Elizabeth?
I resent the fact that you told Cord about Kate's trip. You had no right to interfere.
Mother, Judith, could you two please set aside your differences at least until Kate and Patrick get home? Please, try to behave yourselves. I don't want them coming back into the middle of a fight. I'm going to see what I can find out. Excuse me.
Cord was on his way to Geneva to look for Kate. He had 100 questions, and I decided that I would be honest with him.
I'm afraid I am the one who upset him. He started firing questions at me, and I couldn't think fast enough, so of course he assumed the worst.
Cindy, there's no need to cover for Judith.
Kate had her reasons. She didn't tell Cord because she didn't want him to go to Africa. And last night I thought, why continue this dishonesty? Now that Cord knows, Kate can look at him very easily and deal with it.
And how did he react?
He was very upset, of course.
I wonder how Patrick reacted when Kate told him about Cord.
Charles, what's wrong?
Oh, my. I see you have accepted some good benefactors. Generosity without questioning their motives. Very expensive law books.
These are a graduation present from my mother. If you came here looking for an apology...
No, I don't expect an apology. I just want to straighten out a few misconceptions that I think you have about me.
Dorian, look. I owe you more than I can say. If I was off base last night, it's because I'm so concerned for my mother. She's lived half her life paying for a foolish mistake. Now, Mendora is her home. If she should have to leave there...
I promise you, I will do nothing, I will say nothing that will jeopardize your mother living in Mendora. I know that she has lived with a lot of pain through the years. I will do nothing to add to it.
Thank you.
But I have a confession to make. Last night when I offered you that check, my motives were not entirely pure. I did not do it to assuage my guilt about your father. I feel none. But I want to ask you a favor, a very big favor. I'm willing to double the amount of the check I tore out of your hands last night.
No promises, but I'm certainly willing to listen.
All right. When I was in Statesville prison, I learned a lot about what it's like living on the other side. Since then, I've done everything I could to make improvements, to change conditions in the prisons. But there's still an awful lot to be done. If I've got any reluctance about accepting this ambassadorship, it's that I just don't want to turn my back on those people. So I am asking you to take over where I'm leaving off. How do you feel about taking a check from the devil to do some good?
Man, I mean, talk about playing hardball. You are the champion.
These people mean a lot to me. I don't want to let them down.
Well, why me? I mean, there are a lot of other lawyers in town who could take this money from you.
I want somebody who really cares. I think you're my man.
I know I'm your man.
You'll do it.
I'd do it for half the money you offered me. In fact, I'd do it for free if I could, but I can't. So, well, when can we go to Statesville?
How about right now?
Let's go. Lead the way.
What are you doing back there? Oh, a little problem with the refrigeration unit. Hank will have it fixed in no time. How are you?
Well, my feet touching the ground?
No, but then it's not every day that a man becomes the owner of a hotel.
No, it's not. You know what? You know that expert on fireworks? I'm thinking of calling him in here tonight to put on this
Big display for us. What do you think?
Oh, why don't you give him a little notice and do it on the 4th?
Even better idea. Steve, I need a manager around here. I need someone I can trust, someone that's behind me 100%. That person is you. Now, no orders from me. You call all your own shots. And if I ever pull rank on you, just say goodbye.
Max, I don't know the first thing about running a hotel.
Well, so what? You go down to the library, you check out a book, you learn what you got to learn, and then we're in business. I've got so much faith in you, I'm willing to bet we show a profit in the first quarter. And if you turn me down, I'm walking right out the front door, climbing up the flagpole, and staying there till you say yes.
Yes. Okay, fine. You have a manager.
Yeah, I knew it. We are going to make this place something special. We're going to make Ma and Pa real proud.
Hey, I'm proud of you already, brother.
Steve, I just dropped by.
Hello, Gabrielle.
Hello, Max. I just dropped by to tell you that I'll be moving in later on today.
Fantastic. You just let me know when you have your bags packed, and I'll send somebody over to pick them up.
Well, that won't be necessary. The bell captain's already shown me the room, and it's lovely. Thank you for making all the arrangements.
Well, Max here is the one you should really be thanking. He's the new owner of the Vernon Inn, soon to be called the Holden Towers.
Steve, you've been so kind, and I don't want to seem ungrateful, but it's much better if I stay at the waterside. I'm sorry.
What was that all about?
I don't know. She was supposed to move in here today. Until she found out that you owned the place. What do you suppose changed her mind?
Don't look at me. I don't have any answers.
Max, what went on between you and Gabrielle? I mean, what really went on?
You know everything that I know. Look, she was serious, and I wasn't that serious. I thought she'd cooled down by now, found another guy. I mean, I've tried to apologize more than 100 times, but it's no go with her. She's still mad as hell at me.
Well, she doesn't seem like the kind of lady to hold a grudge.
Oh, yeah? It's been almost a year. She acts like it's yesterday. Guess I'm gonna have to go try again.
No, I don't think she'd tell you anything. Leave it alone.
Steve, I want to know what's bothering her.
Max, whatever it is, sooner or later, it's bound to come out.
Auntie, hello. Well, the guard told us you were here. The whole cell block went nuts. Oh, I wish I had a chance to say hello to everybody, but I'm afraid I don't have the time.
You here on commission business?
No, actually, I'm taking a leave of absence from the commission.
Oh, yeah, what's the matter? You sick?
No, I've never been healthier or happier.
You were going to do such good on the commission.
I'm not giving up my work on prison reform. Well, it's just that I got offered the most wonderful job. It's going to take me out of the country for a while.
Oh, yeah? What kind of job?
You're looking at the new ambassador to Mindora.
Ambassador? Oh, yeah, well, I read a book about an ambassador once. He wore a tuxedo, went to parties all the time.
This is a little more serious than that. Our relations with Mindora are very important. If I can improve the relationship between Mindora and this country, well, I'll be doing us a lot of good.
You'll be meeting kings and queens and prime ministers.
I hope so. You? You angry at me or something? You think I'm abandoning you?
Are you kidding? Just trying to take it all in. Ambassador. Find it hard to believe. Well, no. Knowing you, I don't find it hard to believe. God. I really wish you a lot of luck. We're all behind you.
Oh.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see your picture in the news magazine, you know?
Yeah. May I introduce Jeffrey McGrath? I have just made a deal with Jeff. He is going to represent you, help you if you have any legal needs at all. This is Angie, and this is Charlotte.
Hello. Hi.
Excuse me. We thought this kid was your driver or something. He's supposed to fill your boots.
This kid is a very good lawyer. He just opened up a legal clinic in Landview to help needy people. Believe me, do you think I'd ask him to take over for me unless I had absolute faith in him?
Look, I know you've got doubts in me, right? I don't blame you. I mean, Dorian's one of you. I'm not. And she's proved herself to you. I haven't. And I'm sure you've had run-ins with a lot of lawyers who have let you down. Well, I won't. Yeah, I've had a lot of advantages you haven't had. And maybe I haven't been in prison. We don't have that in common. But if you deal straight with me, I'll be straight with you. I won't make you any kind of promise that I can't keep. And the one thing I can promise is everyone here will get a fair shake. Now, if you give me a chance, I'll prove myself to you.
He talks real good. And you have faith in me, don't you?
Yeah, we'll give him a chance.
All right. I won't disappoint you.
Oh, then we're all set, huh?
Sure. Welcome to the fifth dimension.
Thank you.
Now, are you going to be good? And are you going to write me?
Yeah, you write too. And if those kings give you any trouble over there, you just tell them I'm about to get a parole and they're going to have to answer to me. I'm going to miss you. I am.
Angie, give all the girls my love, okay?
Sure. Oh, Dorian, good luck.
You too.
So long.
You really care about those people.
But the cable you received last night said they were both safe and headed home.
Darling, there must be 1,000 different explanations.
Something terrible has happened. Charles, you have to call someone. You have to find out what went wrong.
Kate will be here soon. We can talk to her.
I cannot wait. I have to wonder. I have to find out if Patrick is still alive.
All right. You just calm down. I will contact Zaroon directly, all right?
Oh, God. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true.
Cindy? Look what I found.
Kate. Oh, God. Well, now, where is Patrick? What happened to him? Where is he?
Oh, darling,
Cindy.
God, you're home. You look tired.
Oh, my God. I thought
So
she had made it. I was so scared.
Judith, you all right now?
Back, yes, I'm all right.
All right. How's my favorite tennis partner, huh?
Patrick, my dear, we're all so happy and relieved to have you back.
Thank you. So what happened, Patrick?
Yeah, why
Did
would you on the same plane? You thought maybe you didn't get out of the country alone.
Let us know what's going on.
We almost didn't, but that's a long story.
I want to know who tied the yellow ribbons around the old oak tree. Mom and I did.
Thank you. I was very touched. And I'm very grateful for your support and your belief. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this.
You were always terrible at making speeches.
I think we should give Kate and Patrick a little time to collect themselves, don't you?
I think that's a good idea. Come on, we can, something.
Patrick, if you're hungry, just tell me what you want. I'll have the cook prepare it.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
God, I love you.
I love you too, Cindy.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a little while.
Okay.
Okay?
Bye. Take care of him.
Well, there we are. My favorite house. In my favorite town and in my favorite country. And for the first time in 5 years, I feel safe. Really safe. Hey, I got an idea. Come on. Let's you and I go walk in the garden and we'll smell the flowers and roll in the grass under the tree and plan our future, huh?
Patrick, the future is not going to be the way you were dreaming about it. You see, things have changed.
I know. You've grown a lot older. And a lot wiser and a lot more beautiful. Katie, what's wrong?
Disappointed when you said you couldn't have lunch with me today.
Well, it is my first day on the job, and Delilah's having production downstairs, and I'm coming upstairs.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe we could have dinner one night this week.
Yes, I'd like that.
Ah, that's a beautiful design.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Thank you. When it goes into production, I'll send you one.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. So, did you see Tina and the baby today?
No. Why do you ask?
Oh, I was just wondering. You're such good friends. I thought maybe you went out to Landfair to tell her about your new job.
Well, Delilah's kept me very busy. I haven't had time.
Does Tina know that you're planning to stay around Landview for a while?
Yes, I mentioned I was staying.
Gabrielle, How long were you and Tina in that awful jungle together?
Only a day or so, when Jamie Sanders held us captive.
And after Tina went over the falls, you went back to Buenos Aires?
Yes, back to my grandmother's house.
And you never went back to the jungle?
Maria, this was a very upsetting time. I really would rather not talk about it.
Yes. I know how awful it is to love someone and not have that love returned. I loved a man, got pregnant, and lost him. I can still remember the shame of being pregnant out of wedlock. I'm sure you must have felt that way in Argentina. Gabrielle, I know that Tina's baby didn't survive. That child is yours, not Tina's.
Kate, there's no reason to be afraid anymore. We're safe now. We're together. What can I do to convince you of that? I know. Let's do something we've had to put off for 5 years. Let's you and I go down to the courthouse and we'll get a marriage license. We'll get married today. Huh?
We can't.
Can't. Oh, right. There's a waiting period. Okay, let's go someplace we don't have to wait.
Patrick, will you, sit down for a minute? Because there's something I have to explain to you.
Kate? Kate? Oh, girl. Oh, I was so worried about you.
This is someone I'd like you to meet. Cord Roberts, this is Patrick London.
How you doing? Welcome back. I've heard a lot about you.
Cord is my fiance.
Yes. This looks, Oh, good. You got a receipt for it.
Oh, Scarlett.
Hello, Tina. I was just about to call you.
Oh, really? You must have ESP. I just wanted to stop by to say goodbye in person. I mean, I can't believe you're going all the way to Mendora. Well, I mean, I don't even really know where it is exactly, but you must be happy about going, or else you wouldn't be going, But the point is, I don't know what I'm going to do without you.
Why, thank you. I'm going to miss you, too. Yes, this is fine. Get that to accounting. Thank you. In fact, I am working on a very big story. That's the reason I was going to call you.
Oh, I don't read the papers.
It doesn't matter, dear. You are involved in this.
What do you mean I'm involved? Where'd you hear that? I'm not involved in anything you'd see in the papers.
I didn't say that you had done anything. I just said you were involved in it. Now, tell me, what has Cord told you about Patrick London?
Who's Patrick London?
I mean, you don't know.
No, should I?
Well, of course. Patrick London was engaged to Kate Sanders. He disappeared in Africa about 5 years ago. Only as of yesterday, Kate rescued him from a prison in Zaroon. He's very much alive, and here in Landview.
This man is your fiancé.
Yeah, and he's more than that. Cord and I were married, but then after the ceremony, he found out that he wasn't divorced from his first wife.
Wait a second. You married Kate without bothering to get a divorce?
I know that it sounds very confusing, but it was a confusing situation.
We thought that his wife was dead, and then we found out that she wasn't. Patrick, I am so sorry. I really wanted to tell you all this before we came back to Landview.
Have you set a new wedding date?
Kate and I are planning to be married as soon as my divorce is final.
I see.
I don't know where you got your information, but it's so outrageous, I can't even respond to it.
You're afraid because I know the truth.
That baby is not mine. He's Tina's. Now, how can you come in here with your outrageous accusations?
Gabrielle, I overheard your conversation with Tina yesterday afternoon at Landfair. I heard every word you said about your son.
My pleasure.
Oh, yes. Oh, Wanda, hi.
Yes, hello.
Oh. Wanda, you remember Gilbert, don't you, Gilbert Lang?
Yes, of course I do. How nice to see you.
Hello.
Are you going to the nursery up the road? I understand they have beautiful flowering beds.
No, actually, we're here for breakfast.
Breakfast?
Well, here.
Here, go take the table over there, and I'll be with you in a few minutes.
Great. Order up a storm, Gilbert.
Victoria, I've already had breakfast.
I know, but we can't just sit here and have coffee, for heaven's sakes. We don't want Wanda to become suspicious about our presence.
Okay, now, have you decided?
Yes, I'm going to have an English muffin and coffee. Gilbert is starving, so he's going to have bacon, toast, eggs, the works, okay, and coffee.
Coffees, okay, and bacon, and eggs, and toast, and hash browns or French fries.
Do I have to? He'll have French fries, yes. Okay.
Gilbert, what kind of a long shot is this, really? I mean, meeting Natasha Norman here.
I'd say the chances are about 30-70.
Well, in view of everything I have to gain, the odds aren't bad.
If you can convince her to grant an interview, you'll be able to prove to Mr. B that you're ready to go to work back at the Banner. I'd say that's a 1 in a million chance.
I agree.
I got a good feeling she'll show up. Years ago, my wife Penelope and I met Miss Norman in the diner very much like this one.
Here in Landview?
Uh-huh. Over on Railroad Avenue. The place burned down, I'm sorry to say. Otherwise, we could be sure to meet her there.
Are you sure the woman you met was Natasha Norman?
Oh, yes. Oh, we didn't know she was a movie star at the time, of course, but Penelope started a conversation with her. Miss Norman was so charmed, she told us who she was. And later in the day, we all had supper together at Landfair.
My father never told me that.
Oh, he never knew. Miss Norman came down to the servants' quarter, and Penelope, who was assistant chef, made chicken pot pie.
You're kidding. The great Natasha Norman was under my father's nose, and he didn't even know it?
She made us promise not to tell who she was, and she was still making films at that time, of course, but she was already very reclusive.
Was she making a movie in Landview?
No, her favorite niece lived here, and she used to come and visit quite often.
Did you ever see her again after that dinner at Landfair?
Oh, we met occasionally in the diner on Railroad Avenue, and we didn't see her for years. And, well, after Penelope died, I received a lovely letter from Miss Norman. I had no idea how she even knew. It was very touching.
She's obviously quite an extraordinary woman.
I hope you'll be able to see that for yourself.
Gabrielle, you have got to trust me.
Trust you? After you spied on us, after you've jumped to all sorts of ideas about me and the baby, how dare you ask me to trust you?
I wasn't spying on you. I went over there to see the baby. You and Tina were on the terrace having a highly emotional argument, and of course I was very concerned about little Al.
If you had only made your presence known to us, we would have been able to explain to you.
I know what I heard. Look, I am only trying to understand this impossible situation. You leave me no choice but to have to ask you.
What does Tina say about your wild ideas?
I'm not going to approach Tina. She would never be honest with me.
You're mistaken, Maria. Look, you have to take my word on this.
Gabrielle, I'm not trying to harm you. I am trying to help you.
If you want to help, then you must understand that you are wrong. Besides, my conversations with Tina are none of your business.
If the conversations are about a child who is supposed to be my grandson, it is very much my business. Court thinks that child is his. Don't you think he has a right to know the truth?
Now stop it. Please, you're wrong. I'm begging you, if not only for my sake, then for the baby's sake. Please don't cause any trouble.
There wouldn't be any trouble unless the baby is yours. Isn't the baby yours, Gabrielle?
I was going to tell you when we were in the hotel room in Zaroon, but then Gaston came in, and my major concern was us getting out of the country alive. I know how shocked you must be, and I feel terrible about it. I never wanted to hurt you.
Well, I'm sure a lot of changes can take place in 5 years, Kate. You see, time stopped for me. But I knew it went on for the rest of the world. And I don't blame you for getting on with your life.
I don't understand. I thought you said you were only survived because of the thought that you'd be saved and would spend the rest of our life together.
That was a dream, Katie. Safety valve to keep me from going mad. Without it, I know I wouldn't have survived. I owe you my life, and I don't have the right to ask for anything more.
Look, Patrick, I think you need to understand how Kate searched for you for more than a year, and for years after that, she kept on believing that you were alive, even after everybody had given up.
Yeah, then she met you and fell in love, right? When will your divorce be final?
I'm filing this week.
Is your wife contesting it?
No, she's not. So, once the judge gives his decree...
You'll be free to marry Kate. Well, congratulations. You're a very lucky man.
So are you sure they were engaged?
Oh, yes. Patrick made a brief statement when he landed in Geneva, thanking the Freedom International people for their help and concern, but giving full credit to his fiancée, Kate Sanders, for his rescue from the prison.
Wow. Dorian, do you know what this means?
I certainly do. It means that I am going to have a huge story, which every wire service, newspaper, and television station in this country is going to...
Dorian, would you stop worrying about business for a minute and think about my personal life? Do you know what this means to me? I mean, I have hope. I mean, you told me not to give up on Cord. You said to use every available opportunity, and the opportunity of a lifetime just fell into my lap. Dorian, this is truly another miracle.
Tina, before I start hearing a choir of angels, do you want to tell me what this is all about?
Kate didn't tell Cord what she was up to. She lied to him. Oh. Look, don't you see? That means that pure, perfect Kate is not so perfect after all. I mean, really, how do you think Cord's going to deal with that?
I guess he's going to be angry, perhaps jealous.
Oh, he's certainly going to have his doubts now about St. Kate.
I'm sure that Kate will be able to diffuse the situation.
I don't know about that. I mean, this really feels like fate, Dorian. It does. Now, all I have to do is just delay the divorce proceedings a little bit, and then I know without any doubt that I can have Cord back.
Doesn't that look delicious?
And I brought you some fresh strawberry preserves. Now, if you should want apple or grape...
No, strawberries, fine. Thank you.
Okay. And if you want anything else, you just wait.
You know Gilbert Bond doesn't